Welcome back, everyone. It's episode number 5 of the Real Deal Durham Podcast with your host, Isaiah Henry. Guys, we're all here to empower you to make the best possible decision in real estate. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, or even renting, I want to help everybody in the Durham Region community make the best decisions possible when it comes to real estate. For those of you who don't know me, like I said, my name is Isaiah Henry. I've been born and raised in the Durham Region. Born out in Pickering. I'm out in Whitby now, but I've been around the block a little bit, so very versed in the Durham Region space. I'm a 7-figure real estate investor, and I specialize in both value-add investments as well as long-distance investing. I'd be happy to share a little bit more about that with you if you'd like. I'm an author, speaker, community-focused realtor, and for those of you who don't know, I was actually an Aqua or Aqua aerobics instructor. So, I got the water weights and everything. I did that for like 5 or 6 years, and I was pretty good there. But anyway, you didn't come here to hear about me. You came here to hear about some real estate, what's going on in the Durham region. So without further ado, let's get into it. Isaiah Henry, Real Deal Durham Podcast. We'll be right back. All right, guys, and we are back. In today's quick tip, this is for the buyers out there. Define your needs and wants. You want to clearly identify your priorities, such as the number of bedrooms, location, amenities, and your budget. That's very important. This is going to help your realtor narrow down the options and find you the best homes or the best properties that match your criteria to make sure that you're getting the most successful real estate transaction. Now, as investors, I always talk about like a buy box. So if I'm working with an investor client or someone who's looking to invest, I always say, hey, we got to figure out your buy box, or as Brandon Turner from Bigger Pockets calls it, your crystal clear criteria. This is like the exact kind of property. Is it a single family home, duplex, triplex, large multifamily, and then what kind of returns are you looking for? In terms of some like return on investment, what's that number? Is it 10%? Is it 15%? Your cash on cash return, what is your return there? Are you comfortable with a 5%, or do you need a 15%? Whatever it is, we always want to put it in that buy box or that crystal clear criteria, so that when we're going out, we're looking at properties, we already know what a good deal looks like, so we don't have to hum and haw when one comes along. Now, if you're a buyer, like an end user, you want to live in the home, you have a family, 2 dogs, a kid, and you're actually going to live there. It's not so much as an investment. I say bring your emotion into it. A lot of people like to keep, I don't want to make this an emotional transaction. Real estate is emotional, and that's okay. So if you're a buyer, you're an end user, and you actually want to be in that property, put emotion right into that buy box. If you walk in a house and you don't feel it, if you don't feel like this is going to be home, it doesn't feel like home, it doesn't feel like a good fit, no problems. If you're working with me or another realtor, they're going to make sure they find a property that 1, hits your actual needs and wants, but 2, also matches with you emotionally. Because guys, we're probably going to be in here for a couple of years. You want to make sure you're loving every little bit of that. And the last thing here, the last thing here is that $1. Now, this is a big thing I go over with my clients. If you found the perfect home, like it's exactly the area you want, right by the schools, it's got like the pool, the hot tub, it's got the perfect number of bedrooms, paint color, layout, it's perfect. Would you be happy to lose that property for $1? So if you told me your budget's like $600,000, but you find out this house is going to be sold for $601,000, are you willing to walk away from that? Now that's something to keep in mind, just so you know, hey, what's your actual top line budget? So say, hey, if it goes $1 above, I'm okay to walk away. But if I'm willing to reach for that extra dollar, really think if it's actually, that is your actual max budget. And I find when I kind of go through that exercise with a lot of my clients or a lot of people looking to buy, they actually push their budget a little bit higher to make sure they're getting into that property they actually want. So again, quick tip, define your wants and needs. Make sure you know what you're looking for when you go out there. It's Isaiah Henry, Real Deal Durham Podcast, and we will be right back. Welcome back, guys. It's Isaiah Henry here. Quick little business update. So like I said, I am an investor as well as a realtor. So I got a little bit of business going on both fronts there. So in terms of the realtor business, things are going great. Working with a lot of leasing clients right now, which is really interesting. Kind of getting them out of their parents' house or getting them from one property into a rental property and seeing what that looks like, but also entertaining some buyers and sellers in the process as well. On the investment side, the property management business picked up 2 clients this month, which was really cool. We did a bedroom renovation for one of them, which was very nice. The bedroom was outdated. The carpet smelled like cat urine. It was just not a good site there. So what we did is we took out the carpet. We put my favorite luxury vinyl plank down. We did a full white paint. New baseboards and everything there. Nice simple bedroom, but it's really classy, and it's going to look really good when that's done. Funny thing here, so I had a tenant turnover, shout out to Single Key. They actually left way before the lease was up. They had 6 months left on their lease and they just said, hey, we're leaving on Monday. And I was like, oh, well, that's not good. So shout out to Single Key for keeping the rent guarantee program in line so I don't have to worry about getting paid. I was making sure the rent's coming in. But the tenant decided they were going to try and sue me. They're like, oh, you owe us the rest of our rent back because we left and you found another tenant, so you have to give us the rest of our rent back. So unfortunately, that's not the way the landlord-tenant board works, and I actually know that. So instead of engaging with the tenant, I just said, hey, listen, this is the number for my lawyer, this is the number for our paralegal that we use there, and here's a copy of the landlord-tenant board section that applies to what you're talking about. You read that, you contact them, and if you still want to go through the legal process, no problem. We'd be happy to do that as well. Single Key actually also provides you $1,500 in legal coverage if you work with them on their rent guarantee program. So definitely make sure you check them out there. But yeah, business is going well. There's always fun stuff when you're in the world of real estate, so no complaints on my end. But anyway, guys, it's the Real Deal Durham Podcast. That's a little bit what's going on with Isaiah. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Real Deal Durham Podcast. It's your host, Isaiah Henry. And in today's topic discussion, I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why you must be buying a house with a realtor. Now, shameless plug, I am a realtor, and obviously I want to work with people in the community to help them get into a property. But I think it's a very important topic to kind of go over and show you why a realtor is actually a benefit to you as a buyer, and it's not the best option to kind of go it alone. Now, if you're going to go it alone, you do have some options. You could go Purple Bricks, Property Guys, see if anyone's selling on Kijiji, like a private seller, or you can even represent yourself with a listing agent. All are options that are open for you. But are they really the best options? Probably not. This is what I'm going to show you here. So these are a couple of reasons why I wouldn't do this by yourself. First thing, you're going to have insufficient knowledge. As a realtor or a real estate professional, they've done the schooling, they went to Humber College, they've done the real estate education course, they're probably doing their continued education courses, and this is what they do. They're ready for this versus you who might be a doctor, engineer, teacher, government worker. You just don't do this all the time, and as a result, your knowledge might not be where it needs to be to successfully get you through a transaction. Number 2, negotiation. Now, these boys are out here negotiating, and that's my favorite part of the real estate business. It's not, you just don't put an offer down and say, hey, I hope it gets accepted. As soon as the offer goes down, for me, that's when the game starts. A real qualified real estate agent is actually going to work with the other side and negotiate for you on your best behalf. So making sure their negotiation is where it needs to be. Now, there's plenty of paperwork. You're probably not going to have the connections, and the contracts that you're going to deal with in a real estate transaction are so complex. And like I said, you might not be at that knowledge base to really succeed. And the final couple things why I would not do this by myself is you're probably not going to you're not going to know exactly what to look for when you're going through a house by yourself. And the last thing is the hidden problems. I think a lot of people underestimate what realtors do after that offer is accepted, before that deal closed. That gray area that seems to be all sunshine and rainbows can actually be like a war zone if you're not having a qualified realtor on your team. So let's get into why the top 5 reasons why you must be working with a realtor when you want to buy a house. Number 1, access to listings. Number 2, expert guidance. Number 3, negotiation skills. Number 4, assistance in documentation and their procedures. And last but not least, number 5, the network of professionals. So let me break those down for you a little bit more here. Number 1, access to listings. Now, realtors are the key. They got that key to the city. They're going to unlock all sorts of listings for you. As a buyer, you probably only know what you know. You can only search so much by yourself. But if you're working with a realtor, they're going to unlock so many listings for you. They have a diverse set of properties and options for you that's going to fit what you think you want. Or hey, it might even open your eyes up to something you had no idea you actually wanted. They're going to have access to exclusive on-market opportunities that are listed on the MLS like realtor.ca. And they're going to have access to off-market listings, or sometimes called pocket listings. Now, these listings are great because realtors, they go out there, they're networking, they're talking to people, and they may come across a seller who's willing to sell their property, but doesn't necessarily want to put it on the MLS. So if you're working with that realtor who's really tied into the community, you might have access to those opportunities that you otherwise wouldn't be able to access. And number three on this point is they're going to give you a tailored search for the home you want. Now, this is a quick example here. So I was working with a client and they were dead set. They're like, I want a semi-detached, no questions asked. I said, no problem. I was listening to what they want, what they need, and where they want to go. But I had an idea that a back split might be a really good property for them, just kind of based on their wants and their needs and the way we're going. So I said, hey, let me show them one back split as well as showing them the semi-detaches that they want. Now, we walked through that back split and they were blown away. They had no idea those properties existed. And if they were to do it by themselves, they would have kept their options so slim to just the semi-detached properties. But again, working with a realtor like myself or some others in the community, they were able to kind of open up their eyes to be like, oh my goodness, there's a whole other set of property types that I had no idea. So again, big example why working with a realtor can be a great idea. Number 2, expert guidance. Now, the realtor is going to help navigate you through the buying process to make sure you have confidence and really limit the anxiety, because guys, you're probably spending $500,000 minimum in the Durham region. And to do this all willy-nilly fly by night is probably not the best strategy. So if you work with a realtor, they're going to take their expert advice and help guide you through the process. Not only are they going to help you financially, but getting a property within your price range, they're probably going to break down the entire financial outlook on a global perspective. At least that's what we do for our clients. So when I'm working with a client, I don't always just show them, hey, this is your house, this is going to be the mortgage, good luck, Chuck. I also break it down to them on a lifestyle basis. I've taken into account their mortgage, their car payment, property tax, utilities, anything else they have in their budget, and actually show them a global picture of how this house fits in. Because who's going to want this nice house, $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, but not be able to put groceries on the table because of all these hidden lifestyle costs they didn't know they had? A good realtor will make sure that you're set up for success with your house and your life. They're going to put that together and help you out there. Second thing here, they're going to help you with the neighborhood selection and assistance. If you're not in the real estate game and you're not actively trading real estate, you might not know the benefits or the cons of some markets. Of some neighborhoods. If you're in Oshawa, for instance, and you really only know North and South Oshawa, and those are really only 2 distinctions in Oshawa. There's so many little pockets in Oshawa, some good, some not so good. But if you're not working with a qualified realtor who's doing this every day, your mind is going to be limited. So when you're working with a realtor, they're going to open that all up to you. They're going to say, hey, did you see, this pocket up here that offers these kind of homes? Or maybe we'll stay away from this pocket. It's not really close to schools and it has some less than ideal tenants. But again, working with a realtor is going to kind of open your eyes to different markets and allow you to get the best property in the best location to maximize your lifestyle choice in real estate. And number 3, this is more for the investment side there, but a qualified realtor is going to help you run your investment numbers. Now, obviously, you can run the numbers yourself. We have tons of resources like the investment calculator that you can use. I'll link it below in the description. But again, a realtor is going to help you run those numbers, give you, again, another level of confidence, another level of peace of mind, knowing that, hey, this investment decision is going to be a good one because you vetted it, your realtor vetted it, and probably your lawyer is going to vet it on the back end there. So again, that's another reason why you definitely want to be working with a realtor. Number 3, this is my favorite, and this is where I make my money here, negotiations. Just because you have an offer, you have a buyer and a seller, and offer is done, the game is not done. Like I said earlier, as soon as those papers hit and that document gets signed, that's when the game starts. I want to see how the listing agent responds. They're going to see how I respond. And with my skills, I'm going to make sure I leverage my negotiations to put my clients in the best position possible. Now, I think everyone thinks, hey, a realtor is just going to get me the best price. If I'm selling a house, I obviously want to sell it for the most. And if I'm buying, I want to buy it for the least. Now, I think that's just surface level. There's so much more that goes into a real estate transaction. It's price and terms. I think I talked about it on episode 3. But anyway, price and terms is exactly what you want to make sure you're getting the best out of your real estate transaction. And a skilled realtor is going to help to make sure that works for you. Another thing that they work here is their experience with sellers. If they've talked to listing agents before, they've worked with seller clients, they know what they're looking for. So maybe they're able to craft your offer in such a way that's going to look presentable to the seller, which gets your offer accepted over all these other offers, and you get into that house of your dreams way before anyone else. And these are the kind of things a qualified realtor is going to help you with. And finally, in this section here, confidence with the negotiations. There's a lot of clauses, there's a lot of legalese, and there's a lot of writing on all these forms and offers and documents. And if you're new, if you're doing this by yourself, you're probably not going to have the same confidence when you're working with a professional. Now, when I work with one of my clients and I'm going through this, I lay it out for them. I really explain what I'm doing and how I'm doing it so they have the most level of confidence going into these transactions. And hey, if you're doing it by yourself, you may not have that same level of confidence. So working with a realtor can help boost that level of confidence to make sure you're getting the best deal possible with whatever transaction you're getting into. Item number 4, why working with a realtor is obviously the best idea. The assistance with documentation and procedures. So I don't know if y'all have seen an APS, but that is many pages with many writings. There's open spaces to put in your own words. There's bolded words. There's places to date. There's places to sign. There's black dots with a seal. Like, what am I doing with these documents? And if you're doing this by yourself, you're probably going to be on YouTube, calling your lawyer, calling this, that, and the third, just to figure out these documents, guys. We don't have to do that. Working with a qualified realtor is going to alleviate all that anxiety and take all that stress off you and put it all on the realtor so we can help you make sure you're making the best decision and the best transaction possible. We have tons of forms to help us as well. We got stuff like web forms, DocuSign, AuthentiSign, access to the MLS. Like, we have so many resources to make these transactions easy and efficient for you as the client. So please use us and let us help you. Another thing here is we're going to be very accurate in this paperwork. Like, we do this all the time. This is what we do. So when we're putting you through the process, it's not like we're guessing where to sign or like, oh, I think you have to put a 90 days here. No. We're doing this. We're professionals. We're making sure that your transaction is going to go off without a hitch. And we have that liability insurance to back us up if for some reason there's ever an issue. Think about this here. If you had a plumbing issue, like let's say your toilet was leaking or something like that, would you like call your brother to do it who's like done 2 toilets in his life? Or would you call a plumber who's doing 2 to 3 toilets a day? Definitely going to call the professional plumber because, he has the experience. He's doing it all the time. This is what he does. The same goes for real estate. Don't take this on yourself to do 1 or 2 house transactions in your life where we have realtors doing 1 to 2 transactions a month. Work with a professional to make sure that this investment, whether it's an end user or an investment property, is going to go off without a hitch. And the third item here is the timeliness of transactions. Now, a lot of people don't understand this with real estate transactions, but there's a lot of actual time elements that go into stuff. There's an irrevocable date, there's a closing date, there's condition dates. There's a whole bunch of different dates that go on in a transaction that need to be managed well. And if you're going it by yourself, you may miss one and the contract might be void, or you may overextend, you may not be able to get the deposit in. There's a lot of things that could go wrong, guys. Leave that all alone. Let the realtors handle it. They're going to make sure everything is getting done on time. You know what the next thing is coming up, and you're all well educated and up to date with what's going on. So they'll take care of that and all that for you. And the 5th and final reason why you must be working with a realtor when you're looking to buy a home is their network of professionals. Guys, realtors love to chat, at least the good ones do. They're going to parties, they're going on boat cruises, they're in the community, they know what's going on. And as a result, they built up a good power team. Myself, I love my power team. That they make the world go round for me. Without them, I would not be anything close to the kind of realtor or the kind of investor I'd be. So the power team that your realtor has is going to help you as a client. You don't have to build this power team all of a sudden for one transaction, while the realtor's been building this power team for years. Leverage the realtor's power team so you can get the best out of your transaction. A good realtor is going to have contractors, a mortgage agent, they're going to have a lawyer, they're going to have a handyman, they're going to have a painter, they're going to have the whole this, that, and the third 9 yards and all that good stuff. And that's what's going to be there to help you as a client. Now, another thing here is this is going to save you time. Working with a realtor, that's what they do. They're going to be taking care of everything on the background. They're going to be finding the listings. They're going to be conducting the showings, putting the offers, taking care of the paperwork. Over that, they're just going to take all that time off your plate. So you can go hang out with your kids. You can, take that extra shift at work, or you can handle the things in life that's important while we handle the real estate. And the final thing here, it's going to be a seamless effort. When you're going through this yourself, and trust me, I've seen people try and do it, it never works out the best. Do you know if you got a good deal? Do you feel like you got taken advantage of? You really don't know. And you're always wondering, did I do that right? But when you're working with a realtor, they're going to make sure, they're going to walk you through the process, making sure that everything you're doing in this transaction is above board, getting you the best outcome possible. I like to look at this like from Bill Belichick's perspective. So Bill Belichick, he was the coach of the New England Patriots, and he's won 8 Super Bowl rings, which is the most all-time for an individual. And he's very big on do your job. So in a real estate transaction, there's a lot of things that need to be done, but you, as a client, don't have to do everything. You don't have to find the house, put the offer on the house, negotiate the conditions, get a purchase price, arrange the closing, do all the legal to close it. No. Do your job. As a client, your job is to provide your wants and needs to a realtor, and the realtor's job is to coordinate with their team to make sure this transaction goes as smooth as possible. So let me be the Bill Belichick of the real estate transaction and take you all the way to the Super Bowl there. Guys, this is the 5 reasons why you must be working with a realtor when you're looking to buy a home. Guys, I'm telling you, it's just going to be way better for you in the end there. If you have any questions about buying a home, especially in the Durham region, please feel free to reach out. You can hit me in the DM or comments or just like this video, and I'll make sure to reach out to you there. Again, it's Isaiah Henry here with the Real Deal Durham Podcast, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everyone. And in today's In the Community section, super excited to highlight none other than Transmission Depot. So it's an auto repair shop, and I'm super excited to feature them here. So Transmission Depot, you can find them online at www.transmissiondepot.ca. They're located at 1016 Brock Road. That's in Pickering, and it's unit number 4. If you're coming south on Brock Road, approaching Bailey, they're just going to be on the right-hand side. You're going to see them. They got a blue and white sign, that beautiful there. Garage is all clean for you there. And they'll be on the west side of Brock Road. Now, Transmission Depot, it's a top-notch auto repair destination. The owner, Trevor, who I know very, very well, he has a skilled team, and he's highly evolved in his expertise of motor vehicle technology. Because, guys, if I'm being honest, I can barely change a tire, let alone do anything on the inside of the car. So super excited to have Trevor out there who's actually offering these services for the community. Transmission Depot is a top-notch auto repair destination. Now, the owner, Trevor, who I know very, very well, has a highly skilled team, and he's highly evolved in his expertise to deal with all kinds of motor vehicle technology. He's got those high-tech facilities to get everything off the ground in terms of diagnostics, repairs, updates, whether it's domestic, foreign vehicles. No matter what you got, if it's got 4 tires and it's on the road, go see my man Trevor at Transmission Depot, and he will help you out. Now, whether your engine's overheating or your car is making that bup, those sounds that don't make any sense, or you got fluid leaking all over your driveway, give my guy Trevor a call at Transmission Depot, and he's got you covered. Now, expect a quick turnaround time because Trevor is not playing any games in there. He's making sure he's getting you in and out for exactly what you need and no longer than it needs to be there. Guys, he knows his stuff, and of course, it's super excited to have him in this community section. Honest and fair transmission and complete auto repair. Go check him out. It's transmissiondepot.ca. Now, quick experience have I interacted with Trevor. So I've known Trevor a long time, since I was a kid, and I've been going there for a good while, and he's seen all my different vehicles. So I have a truck. I got a 2011 Dodge Ram at this point, and just wasn't doing well. I got all these sensors going off, and it's crazy. I said, okay, let me take it to a Dodge dealership, just because I was new with the truck. So I went there, and they quoted me a price that, oh my goodness, I thought they were trying to put a mortgage on that. I was like, yeah, there's no way I can pay for that. So I gave Trevor a call. He said, no problem, come drop it off in the morning. Dropped it off. He gave me a call, and he did a really good job of explaining to me what was actually wrong, what needed to be done, what could wait, and what actually didn't need to be done. And after that, I was my bill was cut in well over a half. I was able to take that. He was able to do the repairs less than a day. I was back on the road, and I've had no more problems with my truck ever since. So guys, honest, fair transmission repair. He's going to tell you what's actually going on. None of this jargon. He's not going to try and rise up the prices on you. He's really one of those honest guys, and it's super, super nice that those guys still exist, and he's willing to help everybody out there. So guys, again, it's Transmission Depot, DEPOT for all you spelling nerds out there. Find them online at www.transmissiondepot.ca, 1016 Brock Road North in Pickering, just north of Bailey on the west side of Brock. You can reach him at 905-420-6171. That's Transmission Depot, guys. Trevor, thanks so much for being featured on the In the Community section on the Real Deal Durham Podcast. And everyone, we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Real Deal Durham Podcast. In today's Q&A section, we got a question that came to me on Facebook, of all places. Don't forget, guys, if you do have any questions real estate related, slide into those DMs, get into those comments. I want to hear from you so we can feature you on the pod here. So let's get into it. Hello. I'm trying to put an offer in on a property, but my mortgage broker is telling me that I have not been approved for financing. Interesting. I have a pre-approval. Okay, that's good. I have a pre-approval already, and my realtor is telling me that it's okay to go firm. So I guess that's with no conditions or a firm offer. The question goes on to say, do I trust my realtor or my mortgage broker? What should I do? All right, so honestly, kind of a sticky situation to be in, and I don't like that for you as a client. Like as a client, you want your team to be working with you. Like your realtor and your mortgage broker shouldn't be butting heads. Like they should be on the same page, like helping you get to that transaction that makes sense for you. So first thing I would do is either get a new mortgage agent or get a new realtor, but you want them to be working together, and that's what we do over here with our real estate clients. Now, a pre-approval does not mean a firm approval. So going firm when you're not exactly sure about your financing might be a little bit of a red flag for me. Where possible, I would probably try and include a condition of financing that just gives you an option for your lender to review the deal, review your finances in relation to the deal, so they can actually give you that firm approval knowing that you're actually going to get approved for financing. A pre-approval just kind of takes a set of circumstances and says, hey, we would likely give you financing to this amount if everything else is equal, but it's not a firm approval. So I always like having that condition so we can get there. Another condition that I like putting in is like a lawyer review, because if you have a lawyer, they review it, they're not going to sign off on a transaction that doesn't have financing. So if you're looking to make your offer a little bit cleaner, you can always think of that lawyer review condition as well. Again, not a lawyer here, but I am a realtor and I'd be happy to help you out with something like that. Final thing here, your realtor should not be telling you what to do. Your realtor there works for you. They should be advising you on the best way to have the best transaction possible. And if that means putting you into financial hardship, probably not the best case. Like a realtor should be looking out for your best interest as a fiduciary. And if they're not confident that you're going to get the financing that you need, I would definitely err on the side of caution and put that condition in. Even if it's for like 48 hours, you just give your mortgage broker some time, try and have the offer accepted like earlier in the week so you have those business days to actually get through it, or play a little cheeky and do it on a Friday. And so you get the weekend to kind of help you out there. Again, just some negotiation tactics that we like to use there. But again, if I was you, or if I was your realtor, I would definitely err on the side of caution, drop that condition in there to make sure you protect yourself and protect everyone else in this transaction. If you're looking for any questions about your mortgage, like what you qualify for, or what your mortgage amount is going to be, we do have a free mortgage calculator. If you hop over to my Instagram or you check in the show notes under here, you have a link right to that, so you can go check that out and run the numbers yourself. And if you have any questions regarding like pre-approval, mortgages, interest rates, please feel free DM or comment below. I'd love to connect you with my team of mortgage professionals. They are ready and raring to go to answer all your questions, to help make sure you get all your financing questions answered, so that when you're going out in the field with me, we're looking at houses that exactly fit what you're looking for, so we can bing, bang, boom, close on those puppies real fast. So again, that's what I would do. Drop that condition in, maybe use a lawyer review condition. But at the end of the day, it's not the worst case. You know, if you kind of went in firm, you don't get that financing you want, if there are other options, private lenders, B lenders, credit unions, there are other options. They might just not be at the rate or numbers that you like. So again, talk to the mortgage professional, try to put that condition in there if you can. If you have any more questions, please feel free to slide in those DMs and let me know. Guys, it's Isaiah Henry here, Real Deal Durham Podcast, and we'll be right back. Well, guys, welcome back. That wraps it up here for episode number 5 for the Real Deal Durham Podcast. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and spending some time with me. If you can, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're listening on any of those audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, or whatever you got your AirPods in, 5 stars is preferable. Please leave a review, but if you got something mean to say it with your chest. I'm a big boy, I can take it. But again, say it with your chest so I know where it's coming from there. If you are a Durham-based business, side hustler, or entrepreneur, I would love to feature you here on the Real Deal Durham Podcast. I love bringing the community together. Send me a DM, send me a comment, do anything you need to do to get in touch. I think my phone number is below again. Just blow up my line, no problem. I'd love to feature you on the podcast. Guys, if you are in the Durham region, don't forget to grab a copy of the Durham Neighborhood and Price Guide. That is updated each and every month, keeps you updated on what's going on in the market, especially in the Durham region. If you're looking to buy, sell, invest, or even lease, all the information is there and it's free for you. Finally, there's thanks to Apollo for the music today. And again, thanks to Trevor at Transmission Depot for the In the Community feature. Guys, it's the Real Deal Durham Podcast with your host, Isaiah Henry, and I'm super excited to bring this episode to you guys. Until next time, I'll see you on the next episode. Peace!